Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. I hereby call to order the Kane County Transportation Committee agenda. Roll call, please.
Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Caius,
Highest present.
Leonard,
Leonard here.
Roth,
Roth here.
Williams,
Williams here.
Doherty, Tepe.
Deppie here. Do we have any remote attendance requests? Okay. Approval of minutes for October 21, 2025.
Mr. Chair, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent for the approval of the minutes from October 21st, 2025.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, minutes are approved. Public comment. We have one speaker signed up. Steve Leffler.
He has slides from his Amsterdam trip.
Well, I had to read the name.
Oh, I wish I had brought slides. Good morning, everybody. I don't know how you got the budget done without me, but as you may have noticed, I've been gone for a couple of weeks, and I've been in Amsterdam and in Copenhagen. And I just wanted to relay to you a couple of words about what great biking cities are like. First, I was with my son and my granddaughter, my 2-year-old granddaughter, and also my son-in-law. And we rented bikes, and including a cargo bike for my granddaughter, 2 years old, throw her in the front of the thing. Boom, we're off and going all over the city, all over Amsterdam. It was really a great way to travel and see the city. Amsterdam has set up their infrastructure so that virtually every street has bike lanes, both directions. And almost everybody is biking. The weather wasn't much different than this, maybe a little bit darker and gloomier, if anything, because we're further north. That whole area of the world is about the same latitude as the bottom of the Hudson Bay. So it gets dark later, it gets light later, dark earlier. But we traveled the city in style, and boy, it was the difference between the two cities, Amsterdam and Copenhagen, was Amsterdam, everybody drove their bikes. Copenhagen, lots of people rode their bikes. And the streets were better set up for cars in Amsterdam. In Copenhagen, where the stoplights were all coordinated for bikes and cars. In Amsterdam, bikes had their own stoplights. So that the bike people knew when to go, the car people knew when to go, the walkers knew when to go. And then you wonder, how are they doing it? We're not talking about Florida climates down there, but they came prepared. They wore appropriate clothing. And, I looked at them and I said, us Americans, we don't hold the candle to these guys. There was no obesity. They were fit. They were out. If they weren't biking, they were running. And when I saw how they were dressed appropriately for that, I thought, boy, we could be doing this in America. And well, bundle up, Buttercup, is kind of the way I felt about it. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's move on. Finance, Ashley Young.
Good morning. The finance reports are included in the committee packet. Are there any questions? All right.
You have a resolution.
This resolution authorizes a transfer of appropriation and budget adjustments to cover the impact fee program's administrative costs. The county is permitted to transfer up to 5% of impact fees collected to cover the administration of the program. This adjustment does not increase the total expenditure appropriation for these funds, and staff recommends approval.
Roth will make the motion.
Highest second.
Okay. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Iqbal,
Iqbal present. Oh, Iqbal, yes.
Caius,
Guys present too. Yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Tepe.
Deppie, yes. Maintenance, Mr. Way.
Good morning. The report is on file. Just a few things to highlight that the entire fleet is ready for winter operations to start. We did have one call out earlier last Monday for a little bit of dusting of snow that froze to the road. So it was a good kind of dry run for the crews. With that, we do have 15,000 tons of salt on hand. And a big shout out to Kane Com and her staff for getting the radios program for us. All the radios have been installed in the new trucks and all plow trucks. We're about 95% done. We just have like non-essential equipment left to kind of get those radios in, and we've already noticed a huge difference. So we can clearly communicate now with Longmeadow all the way down to Jericho, where before I couldn't even communicate from the shop to Longmeadow. And we're not even at 100% with the switch over yet. I know Kingcom still has some stuff to do with the towers. So that's only going to get any better is when they do complete that task. So any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Iqbal.
Yeah, there was a concern about the salt that municipalities and KDOT are putting too much salt into the soil and the water is getting salty in the aquifer and so forth. Is there anything we can do to minimize the use of salt?
Mr.
Yeah.
Way.
So before every winter, we do drop tests and we calibrate our all trucks. So that is to ensure that we're putting down the proper amount of salt, that when the computer says we're putting 400 pounds a lane mile, we're putting 400 pounds a lane mile. The big thing is we're using technology like the frost solution cameras to monitor road temps. So when we know that the road temps are going to rise in the afternoon, we can put less salt down. That way we can play the weather. We're also using the Samsara GPS system that tracks our salt usage. So if a driver is over salting a road, we can go back, look at that data, and it actually tells you how many pounds per lane mile they're putting down, exactly how many pounds they put down, and then we can work with that driver to help them reduce. But the best way of reducing salt is with our 4 lanes. All of them now have the liquid capability. So you're seeing a 30% reduction in salt by using a pre-wet system on the 4 lanes. And we're starting to gradually move those to some of our 2 lanes too.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Caius?
Mr. Kais.
Yeah, Mike, so when you say you go back and do analysis of what's been applied and then work with the driver if you think too much, what sort of analysis procedure do you use to determine that you have more salt than you intended or?
Yeah, so after every event, I will pull that data for that event. It will tell us exactly how much salt was used for that whole event for all the 25 trucks that are on that route. The issue with the county being so big is in the far north, Longmeadow, they might have got 6 inches of snow, and down in Jericho, he got an inch. So we compare that Jericho route with the route that's next to them and say if Route A used, 10 tons and Route B used 8 tons and we got the same result, we'll work with that driver and see. But a lot of it is condition based. In the rural areas, you'll see less salt being used due to the blowing snow. In the 4 lanes, you'll see a little bit more extra salt being put down. But that is where the liquid systems are helping reduce that salt.
Thanks.
All right. Let's move on. Planning and programming, Ms. Files.
Yeah, the report is in your packet. A couple of highlights. Thank you. Let me just get to, we want to go through these, Mike? Oh, you want to talk about these? Okay, couple of highlights. We have the council quarterly newsletter. I'd like to just remind everybody that we receive funding to staff the Kane and Kendall Council of Mayors. And their primary responsibility is to program any transportation project that receives federal funding in Kane and in Kendall counties. And for fiscal year FY 25, we had the largest historic obligation of funds, and it's very precise, very diligent, very collaborative work. Heidi Lichtenberger sitting in the back row here with the glasses on waving. She is the council director, and her staff are responsible for upwards of 150 projects that they are monitoring all year round. Less active projects, but it was just a really big accomplishment this year, working with the consultants and the municipalities and CMAP and the state and the feds to get all of those projects obligated. So I just want to do a quick shout out
So where does that funding come from?
The funding for the projects or the funding for the staff?
The funding for the staff.
Funding for the staff is UWP funds, Unified Work Program funds. It's federal funds that comes through CMAP, which is the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. And that's where the staff is paid from. We're contracted. And it's very, very precise. It's hard. It's a lot of hard work what they accomplished this year. So I just want to do a quick shout out. We're also holding our call for projects for Surface Transportation Program local funds for programming out into 2030 and 2031. And staff is working on a couple of Kane County projects who are for Tyrell Road and Galligan Road, a couple of projects on those routes for 2030 implementation. Impact fee program, we have our land use assumptions hearing tonight. And the next agenda item is another land use assumptions public hearing in January. The state statute clearly defines the requirements for publicizing these public hearings, and we worked and received confirmation, paid for and received proofs from a local paper for the publication to meet those requirements. And when we asked for the digital copies afterwards, they admitted that they had missed one of the dates. So we are hosting a second public hearing. So we're doing a great job with engagement on this project. So you'll see that resolution next. And then you have your council newsletter. So I would just say that's all I have for my report, unless there are any questions.
Yeah. District Paul.
Yeah, what does this word STP-L mean?
It means Surface Transportation Program local funds. So they are federal funds that come through the region, through Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. And there are formula funds that are given to the councils based on population. Yep.
And Mr. Geis.
It's guys, that's me. Yeah, and so that's this afternoon from 4 till
From
7.
4 until 7 downstairs in the auditorium, and we'll have the same setup in January.
Okay, and it's
It's
anytime between 4 and 7.
anytime drop in. We also have an online public engagement platform. So if you're interested to see what we're going to be presenting, we've worked with CMAP and our consultants and reviewed data used in the previous impact fee program and looked at the comments and blasted this out to our municipalities, put it in our newsletter, put it through the Kane County Connects. So everybody should be well aware of this, who would be interested in learning more about those land use assumptions.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heidi.
Yep.
Permitting. Ms.
Oh,
Howard.
sorry, there is that resolution for the public hearing.
Sorry.
Nope. So the resolution is to establish a second public hearing date, January 14th, 4 to 7 in the auditorium for consideration of land use assumptions. It'll be the same information presented. This is just to satisfy those state statute requirements.
Williams moves.
Can I have a motion?
Leonard will second.
Okay. Any discussion? I think we do a voice vote on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's good. Now, Ms. Howard. Permitting.
Good morning. Before you on the screen is our executive summary. We did have additional documents in your packet, and I can answer any questions if you have those.
Go ahead.
So today we do have before you an ordinance for adopting revised fees for oversized and overweight vehicles. In reviewing, there we go. So we do have an existing oversized overweight permit fee
I'm
structure.
sorry, could you talk into the microphone?
speak up a
I'm having
bit?
Tough time.
We do have an existing oversized overweight permit fee structure that was established by the county board back in 1999, and that came into effect July 1. The current fees that we have been established since then. So it's been 25 years since these fees have been reviewed. Looking at CPI data and inflation that has caused increase to the cost of materials, labor, and services for our staff. We felt it was appropriate to request a revision to this permit fees. And that's what we have before you today as a resolution.
I have a motion and second to discuss.
Roth will make the motion.
Caius, second.
Second. These fees are determined when somebody is cited.
No, these are not violations.
Okay.
We have our roadway network also includes 16 townships. So when we have oversized, overweight vehicles, so that's anything over an 80,000 pound load, they would have to pay fees for that because sometimes it will cause undue damage to bridges and or roadways. And we're just looking for a little bit of compensation because those roadways are no longer going to last as long as maybe they were designed for. So by charging an additional fee for a vehicle that is oversized and overweight, that's what this fee structure is for.
Okay, how does that work? For example, when you have a gravel pit that is probably, every vehicle is probably over the limit.
So gravel trucks are considered a divisible load. That means they do not have to be more than the 80,000 pounds for legal limit only. This is when you have much larger vehicles, lengths, widths, pieces of equipment that just cannot be divisible or brought below the 80,000 pounds. So you're looking at not just the length, the width, you're looking at the point loading per vehicle, per axle as it's traversing our roadways.
Okay. And any idea on how much money this fee structure brings in?
So I did have that calculated. If everything were the exact same as what we've had to date through this year, and I did have to extrapolate a couple of months because we haven't quite finished our fiscal year. $303,990 for this past year. We're looking to double those fees. So if everything was exactly the same, it'd be $607,980.
Okay. Please be sure to protect that from Mr. Leonard. Mr. Caius. Sorry, Bill.
Trying to think of something I can get rid with. Doris, you distracted me. How does this compare with, two questions. Does it bring us up to, I know it just about doubles everything. Does it bring us up to, by your calculations, something that matches the CPI
Yes,
or something like that?
we
So
did go
about
back to 1999
99?
and came up with an average, and it is very close to within a couple of dollars of what we are requesting the increased fees to be.
Okay, thanks. And then how does that compare with other counties in similar conditions?
So we did make a comparison, not only to counties, but various different municipalities, and that is a challenge because every county and or municipality does their oversized, overweight vehicles slightly different. Some charge per mile, 1/10 of a mile. Some have monthly fees, some have 3-month fees. We just have a per trip fee, and within a 15-day period, they can move that particular load.
Mr. Roth.
If they don't pay the fee and they get caught, is the fine higher than the fee?
So that is something I believe our King County Sheriff's Office would be able to respond to.
Bill, the penalty fee is quite larger.
Okay. So there's an incentive to pay the fee.
Yeah, definitely.
Which
Like a
is a
10 or
good thing.
15 times.
Okay.
incentive. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Are these funds that are shared with townships?
Yes, we do handle the oversized, overweight loads for our township roadways. So in doing so, we actually get, so of $100 fee, if it's a one-way load, we will get, for handling that for them, it's 20% to the King County, and then they get the 80% of whatever that fee is.
Does that go to the township or does that go to their road fund?
It goes into their MFT funds, which is then managed through KDOT accounting. And they get their payout, I believe, quarterly.
So
Mr. Caius?
So I'm not sure I got or understood the answer exactly. You said that each of the counties or municipalities uses a different formula for calculating. How do you think that the total compares per county for, I understand it's difficult to calculate because it's sort of apples and oranges, but for like miles or even just the total that a county gets for their oversized permit, say compared to Lake County or?
I don't have any way to assess the total number of oversized vehicles.
Yeah.
I can just look at their county website to try to understand what their formulas were compared to what we were charging.
And there's no way to tell just how much damage any one of those trucks causes for anything. There's been no comprehensive studies or anything like that that says a low boy that carries, I don't know, 100,000 pounds or something damages X amount of costs and X amount of money. We're just collecting a fee that doesn't really have a base.
That's not necessarily true. There are very specific formulas back in 1999 that talked about how we could calculate what those specific impacts would be on our roadways.
Chris, kind of overall, it's an attempt to do something. Since a given route could have more bridges than another route, we're just trying to do something here to average it out. Predominantly, we're focused on bridges because it's easiest to quantify with bridges. There's impacts to roadway too, but with all those kind of different things, depending on which way they go and trying to make it manageable, it's a bit of a guess.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
No more discussion? No, Mr. Rico?
Yeah, this ordinance does not define what standard is versus non-standard. It should be defined.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
The fees are based on standard and non-standard. But the word standard and non-standard are not defined.
I'll go over it with state's attorney again. We'll make sure it's okay.
Okay.
Then, so we'll pass this on and you'll get it correct. Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Iqbal?
Iqbal, yes.
Caius, yes.
Leonard?
Leonard, yes.
Roth?
Roth, yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Deputy?
Yes. All right, thank you. Next, traffic operations. Mr. Wiest.
Good morning. Our monthly report is in your packet. Did want to mention that we've begun to transition for the equipment maintenance contract. We had H&H the past 6 years. Mead was the low bidder this time around. So we're working with H&H to wrap up their maintenance activities and working with Mead to get them on board and up to speed so they can begin on December 1st.
All right. Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you. Project implementation, Ms. O'Connell.
Good morning. The American Society of Civil Engineers selected the Long Meadow Parkway Corridor and Fox Valley Bridge for another award. This one was for the Outstanding Civil Engineering Achievement Award in the over $100 million category. It was recognized at the 2025 ASCE Illinois Section Awards Dinner last month. I'll move on to construction photos.
Right, my favorite.
Work is wrapping up at the Bunker Road Extension Project as we head into winter. The road closure along La Fox ended yesterday. So the tie-in for the new extension of the Bunker Road has been completed. And finally, the other project we're wrapping up right now is the Kane County Paving Patrol. It's nearly complete. Just some final pavement markings are being done on Kirk Road. Our construction group is now transitioning into project closeout and preparation of the township contracts for 2026.
All right. Any questions? Nope. All right, let's go on to your resolutions.
Resolutions B and C are related. In 2015, the county board approved agreements with the UPRR for the original wayside horn installations at Brundage Road for the Blackberry Township Highway and at LaFox Road for KDOT. More recently, while coordinating the Bunker Road Extension project, it was decided to replace both of the wayside horn systems since one was malfunctioning and the manufacturer is no longer in business. The UP is requiring that the original agreements be updated as shown in the attached resolutions. They also are requiring a payment estimated at $12,500 for railroad force account work and $1,000 for an administrative handling fee for a total of $13,500. Since this was just an estimate, staff recommends approving a contingency of 25% or $3,375 be added for a total appropriation request for the Brundage Road wayside horn system of $16,875. Staff recommends approval.
Williams moves. Roth will second.
Discussion.
Mr. Chair, I would just like to thank
Williams.
you, Jennifer and KDOT for getting these done because it's been a issue for my residents for many years. So we're glad to see progress on. So thank you.
This is a
Guys.
more a safety issue than anything, the horns, yeah.
It is. The wayside horns prevent the conductor from having to pull the engine horn while going through the at-grade crossings. So it lowers the middle of the night horn sound that you would hear on rail passings. And we do get a lot of Mill Creek residents, especially since the one was malfunctioning, complaining about the newly audible rail engine horns that were having to be blown in the middle of the night. The wayside horn installation prevents the conductors from having to do that.
And it'll save Mr. Williams' other shoulder from getting damaged.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Bias,
Yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Williams.
Williams, yes.
Pepe.
Tepe, yes. Okay, next.
This resolution is now for the LaFox wayside horn system. Staff recommends approval of an agreement with the UPRR to replace the LaFox wayside horn system for an estimation of $12,500 for the railroad force account work, $1,000 administrative handling, contingency $3,375 for a total appropriation request of $16,875.
Williams moves.
Roth will second.
Discussion, please. Roll call.
Iqbal, yes.
Yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Williams, yes.
Pepe.
Tepe, yes. Third resolution.
Using our QBS process, KDOT selected GFT infrastructure for Phase 1 professional engineering services for the intersection improvements at Burlington Road and Silver Glen Road. Staff recommends approval of an agreement with GFT for Phase 1 engineering in an amount not to exceed $379,682.
Roth will make the motion.
Leonard will second.
Okay, what is the potential improvement here? What's,
We're exploring a number of alternatives. During the interview process for our consultants, most of the consultants proposed a roundabout to be done at this rural skewed intersection for safety improvements.
okay,
A signal will also be analyzed and some other geometric alternatives will be analyzed, but it's likely a roundabout will.
yeah, I've been through that
Proposed.
intersection on quite a few occasions. It's not a problem unless there are other cars coming.
lots of complaints about that, correct?
And if there are, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, roll call, please.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Caius, yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Ross,
Roth, yes.
Williams.
Williams, yes.
Pepe.
Happy, yes. May I have a motion to place reports on file?
Mr. Chair, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent to place the reports on file.
No
Any objection?
No problem.
No. And I guess we have to go into executive section for the purpose of a discussion on land acquisition. May I have a motion, please?
Roth will make the motion. We go into executive session
Caius,
to
second.
discuss land acquisitions.
Thank you. Mr. Leonard, second. Roll call, please.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Caius, yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Ross,
Roth, yes.
Yes.
Pepe.
Deputy, yes.
All right, online folks, please accept the invites to go into the closed session. For those in the room that have joined us by Zoom, a reminder, you must leave Zoom prior to us being able to go into closed session. So please exit Zoom, those in the room, those online, please accept the
Can we leave?
invites.
Okay. Yeah, that has. Actually, have a good Thanksgiving.
And Mr. Rickert, would you be joining us?
Yeah, he's online.
How you doing, Mr. Williams?
Getting along day by day.
You just had your surgery, right?
2 weeks ago,
Oh, really?
2 weeks ago tomorrow.
It works really well. He can hold a can of beer very well in that right hand.
That's about the only thing I can hold.
You can't drink it, though.
You need a long straw.
Ms. Molina, please accept your invite. Ms. Molina, I'm going to have to put you in the waiting room.